A lot of people have been asking me about the differences between Argentina and Mexico. So I just decided to make this quick video kind of comparing it, as they're basically the two most popular countries right now with Americans and Canadians. Argentina has kind of been this up and coming place where it's only recently really come onto a lot of people's radars, where obviously Mexico has been popular with Americans for a very long time. There's well over 1 million Americans living in Mexico. So let's kind of get into break it down, which one's better. So safety definitely goes to Argentina. Argentina is very, very safe. Buenos Aires is for sure the safest big capital city in Latin America, in my opinion. Mexico also has very safe regions, etc. But, Mexico really depends on where you are in the country. As if you're in the border regions with the US, it's not very safe, and there's quite a lot of issues there. Where with Argentina, it's pretty safe throughout the entire country, and in the capital city, very safe. You don't have to worry about any sort of like violent crime and stuff like that. It's mainly petty crime in Argentina, where Mexico has much less petty crime, I would say, but it's there is a lot more violent crime in Mexico. But I don't think that's that much of an issue if you just stay away from those sort of areas, and you're in the touristic areas. You're usually fine in Mexico. The next one is cost of living, and both of these countries have been rising in cost of living recently. Both of their currencies have been gaining against the dollar, but Argentina is still substantially cheaper than Mexico. And also this kind of ties in as well to, like, in Argentina, the food you can get is much higher quality than in Mexico and cheaper. So like, for example, Argentina is very famous for the beef, and it's just going to be much better quality than the beef and the chicken that you get in Mexico. If you're American, then Mexican meat is probably fine for you. But like if you're a European, Argentina is much more on that quality of European food compared to Mexico. Location, obviously Mexico wins this one. I mean, you just have to look at a map to see that Argentina is obviously very far down. It's right at the bottom of the world. It's pretty isolated outside of South America, where Mexico, obviously, you can even drive down to Mexico if you're from the US. There's, many flights every day to Europe. You can even fly direct from Mexico to Tokyo, etc. So it's a well-connected country for sure. Argentina is improving. A lot of new airlines are opening up routes to Argentina. There's daily flights every day to Europe, to the US, etc. To Istanbul now, and many places. And another one is lifestyle. So Argentina definitely wins this one. This might vary. Maybe some Americans would prefer Mexico because it obviously feels more American. But, if you want that European lifestyle, that very high quality of life, Argentina is going to be the best bet. It's way more walkable. Just way nicer to walk around on the street in Argentina. The public transport is much better in Argentina as well. If you want to take Ubers and stuff in Argentina, very cheap. They're also cheap in Mexico as well. But in Argentina, you often forget that you're in Latin America. You really do feel like you're in Europe. Whereas in Mexico, it's very clear that you're in Latin America. There are like very nice places like Roma Norte in the center of Mexico City that feel very European. But Argentina definitely wins this one. And the final one is the passport. So Argentina just wins this one because it's faster to become a citizen, and it's a better passport. So Argentina only takes 2 years to become a citizen. It's one of the fastest passports to get in the entire world. Mexico takes 5 years. It's also pretty simple as well to get a Mexican passport. But Argentina also is easier to become a resident. We've worked to create this new residency program called Residency by Experience, where you don't have to show any proof of income or anything like that, and you can become a resident of Argentina and work towards citizenship. And I will link down below to the video talking about that. With Mexico, it's also pretty simple. If you visited before during 2015 and 2022, you can just rock up, get a residence permit in under a week. If you haven't, it's a bit more complicated. You have to go to a consulate and prove some income. But yeah, if you're interested in moving to any of these countries, you have any questions or anything, just book a consultation down below, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions.